Okay, today we're going to be drawing a circle in isometric. So I just want to make a video to make it a bit easier for everyone. So let's start by getting our 30-degree lines on this side and on this side as well. So normally in your workbooks you will have it like a measurement point. So we're just going to write P there so we know, okay, that's our middle point where it meets. And then we're going to bring a line up over here. Okay, so now let's say we have a circle that we need to draw that's got a measurement or diameter of 50 and a thickness of 10. Okay, so that will be the width of your circle. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we obviously want to get our face of the circle in. So we're going to start with our diameter and just drawing in the circle, and we'll worry about the thickness of the circle afterwards. Okay, so because our circle has a measurement of 50, we want to get our measuring points. Let me just get a better ruler, hold on. Okay, just so that we can measure it a bit better. Okay, so there we've got our ruler. So obviously we have a diameter of 50, so we want to find the halfway point of that, which will be our radius, so 25. And then we're going to measure again at 50, but let's just make sure our ruler is completely straight so that our points do not mess us up in the long run. Okay, so you see we've got our points like that. We're going to do the same at the bottom side. So we have 50, okay, and we're going to measure 25, and we're going to measure again at the end so that we have a full length of 50. Okay, so it will look like that. Now the next thing we want to do is obviously we're going to take our 60-degree ruler again, or our 30-degree ruler, and we're just going to extend these lines out so that we can get a bit of a square shape so that we can start with our circle. So you're just going to bring these lines out and up. So these lines will go up. And when you're done, let me just fix that. And when you're done, you're going to have a square with 4 like squares inside of it. All right, so now we basically want to start getting the main parts of the circle drawn in, obviously. So we're going to start by sectioning, well, not sectioning, I don't know what to say, but basically like splitting up the square to get our points for our circle. So it's kind of like an ellipse, but not quite. So you see here you've got your obtuse angle and your obtuse angle, and then you've got an acute angle and acute angle in this rectangle here specifically. Okay, so you always in isometric go from obtuse angle to obtuse angle. It never changes. Okay, so you're going to just make a line from that obtuse point to that obtuse point there. Okay, and when you've got that line, you're going to do the same on the other side, your other rectangle, and it will look like that. All right, when you've got that, you're going to see there's a rectangle at the top here and a rectangle at the bottom here. You're going to follow the same steps. You're going to go from obtuse angle to obtuse angle and from obtuse angle to obtuse angle. So you're just going to measure those, line it up, and you're going to draw your lines across. Okay, let me just redo that one. Okay, let me do that one off camera. Okay, and when that's done, you're going to have a little star shape if you have a look. See? So basically, you're trying to get a star. Okay, once you have your star, you're going to need your compass, because your compass is obviously going to make your arcs for your circle. So there's 4 very important points that you need to have to make a circle. So that's this point here, that end point, and that end point. Okay, so all you're going to do is you're going to take your compass. Sorry, let me just stick the lead up because there's no lead. Okay, Okay, so from this point where these two lines meet in the first block, okay, you're going to make that end of your compass touch the edge, okay, and you're going to make an arc, and that is going to be the first arc of your circle. Okay, make sure yours is a bit neater because mine's quite messy actually. Okay, then you're going to do the same with this side. In your next little square, you're just going to make your circle. Now, one thing you should notice is that these end points of your like low arcs go to the halfway point of your square. Okay, so that's very important. Then you're going to take your compass, because now obviously you want to get your longer arcs. So you're going to put your point over there. Okay, and you're going to measure to where this one ends, so your halfway point, and you're going to make a arc to the top. Okay, just like that. And you're going to do the same with the other point, so your other point will go onto that little point over there. And ooh, why is it so skew? Okay, onto that point over there, it will line up with your halfway point, and it will meet up at your halfway point. Okay, and that is how you're going to get your circle. Okay, but now we still have a thickness. So the reason why I wanted to show you the thickness is because we often have to draw like a circle with thickness, and it's not always ideal to draw a whole new circle just to get your thickness. So I'm going to show you how you reuse your points to make it easier for you. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is I want you to take this line over here out by that halfway point, by this halfway point, okay, by this halfway point just a little bit, and by this halfway point just a little bit as well. Okay, and the reason we need that is just for reference. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the points out that we use to make our arcs. So let's start with this bottom point here. Okay, so let's extend that point a little bit. Now we know our measurements or our thickness is 10. So on that point that we've brought forward, we are going to measure 10. So your mark will be over there. And the reason you do this is because you're going to take your compass, okay? And on the point where your measurement was for your arc, you're going to bring it onto that point. And you take it to the halfway point that you've made, like this. And you're going to extend it to the next halfway point. And that is how you will get your start of the thickness for your circle. Okay. And then you're going to do the same for this point over here, because obviously you want to get this arc in. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this point forward, just a little mark. We'll do the same for the top one, like over here. This side we're not bothering with because we know we're not going to see it. Okay, so let's just measure a measurement of 10 on each of these points that we've now brought out. So over here, okay, and on this side over here as well. So we've got our points. And then all you're going to do is you're going to take your compass and you're going to re-get the measurement of your arcs over here. So obviously always just make sure it's the right measurement. Once you've got that measurement, you're going to transfer it just a little bit like that. Now you see I'm not going the full way, and I'm going to show you why in a bit. And the same with this side over here. Just going to bring it a little bit, but you're not going to go the full way. Okay, and the reason why is because this end point, you see where that ruler makes like a flat line against your circle, you're going to make solid. Okay, and the same on the other side. And the reason for that is because we know that if we had to make the rest of the circle inside, or make the rest of the circle, it would go inside. And that's not what we want, obviously, because we're looking at the outside of the circle. Okay, so that's basically how you do the circle. So I hope that helped you.